Before this video begins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to check out my affiliate links in the description below to get discounts on different car mods and products. Alright, let's get into the review. Hello and welcome! Today we are reviewing a 2022 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. This is an SE model with the V6 and all-wheel drive. It also has a technology package. I would like to thank Speedcraft Volkswagen in Wakefield, Rhode Island for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is in the description below. This Atlas Cross Sport is finished in pure white and has a black and beige interior. This is a 2-row SUV with seating for 5. The regular Atlas adds a 3rd row, so it has seating for 7. This weighs in about 5,500 pounds and currently stickers about $44,000. This is powered by a 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, making 276 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. This is mated with an 8-speed, shiftable Tiptronic transmission. This is an all-wheel drive model, achieving 18 miles per gallon city and 24 on the highway, and it also has an 18.6 gallon fuel tank. This rides on some 20-inch alloy aluminum wheels that are finished in a nice black gloss, and they have 255 wide tires on them. This also does come with a temporary spare tire. This also has roof runners on top, finished in a brushed aluminum or nickel finish. This does have a tow hitch and is capable of towing up to 5,000 pounds. And it does have a 1,091 pound payload. As for safety features in this vehicle, it does have blind spot monitoring, forward collision alert with emergency braking, radar cruise control, rain sensing wipers, and automatic high beams. And this is only a mid-trim car. For the exterior, this rides on a coil front springs and multi-link in the rear. This does also come with front and rear anti-roll bars. There is no sunroof in this particular model. In the rear, there is a rear spoiler and a very sloping nice roofline. It looks pretty sporty, thus the Atlas Cross Sport name. This does have dual fake exhaust tips with one real muffler down below. There are power mirrors on each side, and those are body color with turn signal indicators in them. This does have both front and rear IQ light labeled lights, and those are LED. There are functional vents also in the lower front bumper, with a very strong front fascia. I think it looks very good in my opinion. There is also a Cross Sport badge on each side of the front, and a Volkswagen badge on the front window trims. There are also subtle proximity sensors in each door handle. And let's step outside and discuss a little bit more about the exterior. Alright, so on the outside of this Atlas Cross Sport, it does have the updated Volkswagen logo. It looks a bit more sleek and just more subtle than before. It looks nice in my opinion. Down here you do get those functional front air vents on each side, and then down here of course is going to have room for cooling. And you have some nice geometry through these, with actually some chrome touches throughout these little spots in the grille. Looks pretty nice. Here are your low beams and DRLs throughout here, and these would be your high beams. Here is that Cross Sport badge on the side. It definitely signifies that you're in a proud vehicle to own. Volkswagen wants to make sure you differentiate this from the traditional Volkswagen Atlas. Here are your body color mirrors, your proximity sensors once again, and then in the rear is where it looks a bit different than the traditional Atlas. It looks more sporty in here with a very sloping rear window and roofline, and it just looks pretty good in my opinion. Here you get your SE badge for your V6 engine. This does also come in a 4-cylinder option in the lower engine. And it does have your 4motion all-wheel drive badge. Then Atlas is stamped right into the chrome here. I like that they did that instead of putting it, say, up here. I think it looks classier that way. And then your rear wiper. And for your fake exhaust down here, it's completely fake, but you do get one muffler down below there. And you also do get an easy open fuel cap with a nice body line running right through it, and that runs through the center all the way from the Cross Sport badge. Alright, and let's step inside and discuss the interior. Alright, so in the interior, for your driver's door panel, it is a very well finished panel. It has mostly soft touch all through here. Here is hard plastic, this one little strip, but the rest is going to be mostly soft touch or design-based material. You do get a tweeter speaker up here, your power locks, of course, your mirrors over there with blind spot monitoring in those. You get a chrome door handle, plastic, and then you get some nice beige color interior right here for your leather. And it does have some white contrast stitching. You do get a power liftgate button right there as well. As for your driver's seat right here, the whole interior is going to be a mix of black and dark beige, and it has some very nice carbon fiber design through the leather right there, and it also has a lot of nice white contrast stitching. Additionally, the center is going to be perforated leather. It is a power seat for the driver with two-way lumbar support, and the passenger retains a manual control. However, both are going to be heated, so that is nice. You also do get a non-badged, non-branded door sill right there. To the left of your steering wheel, you do get one climate vent, and you get your light controls down there. Alright, so for the steering wheel, it is a very premium feeling steering wheel. It's leather wrapped with a lot of white contrast stitching, and it just feels really nice in hand. It has some very slight bolsters at 10 and 2. Volkswagen doesn't always put large bolsters, so that's not out of the ordinary. You do not get shift paddles in here though. That's a bit uncommon these days. Most vehicles are including those. And then on the steering wheel itself, it has Volkswagen's more sleek, updated logo, as well as your traditional buttons for your cruise control over here, your volume control, your seek, and all your voice input controls here, as well as your multimedia pad right there. For your gauge cluster, it's going to be a fully digital gauge cluster. I think it looks pretty good, in my opinion. And on the right, you get your fuel, the left, your engine temp, and then on the left, your tach and right speedometer, as well as a lot of different things you can configure throughout there. So you can do your fuel economy, overview, trip, oil temp, speed, and just the typical array of different things. For the rest of this dashboard, it's going to be completely soft touch materials with it looks like charcoal contrast stitching. Looks pretty nice. And then up in the center, you do get a very large storage bin, so you could put phones or snacks or just many things in there. It's a very good spot to have one. You get a 6.5-inch infotainment screen in here that is going to be touchscreen once you turn that on like so. And it's pretty easy to use. It has some touch capacitive sensors on the left and the right of it, as well as a hard power volume knob and a hard scroll knob. And it's pretty easy and intuitive to use, as well as being very bright and easy to see in direct sunlight, so that is good. Down below that, you get your climate controls. You do have dual zone automatic climate control in here, and you do get some little LCD screens to display that. And for your fan speed, you will just turn this knob, and right inside of here, there is a little light bar that lights up to show you how far you are into the settings. Down below that, you do have an auto stop start button, which is awesome because I personally dislike auto stop start. Then in here, you get a very deep and large storage bin with a 12-volt charger and 2 USB Type-Cs. You get a traditional shifter in here, and if you pop that into reverse, you get a pretty high quality resolution camera with tracking lines, which is nice. And then you also do get sport mode down there with a shiftable option done through your shift lever. Here's your stop start button, your electronic parking brake, and you get your 4 drive modes, including snow, and they show some very nice graphics. So snow, normal, sport, and custom or off-road, so you can configure that how you like. So that's very nice to have, and a parking sensor button next to that. You do get a lot of piano black trim in here, which does attract some dust, but it does look very nice, so it's an acceptable trade-off. For your cup holders, they are pretty deep, and they do their job. You get a very large center storage armrest right here, and you open that, you get a USB Type-C, a very deep open container. Very nice. On the right side of your dashboard, you get a mix between black and silver trim, as well as this. It looks a little bit like fish scales. It's not looking like carbon fiber. It's not trying to, but it's a nice little design accent piece. Then for your glove box, it is damped, and it's very large, so that is good. Does its job. Once again, no sunroof in here, but up here you do get SOS, emergency communication services, if you need those. And a pretty large sunglass holder, so that's nice. You have very large visors in here with a lighted vanity mirror. And if you pull that like so, they do slide and they do cover the whole window, so that is great. As for the seats themselves, they have some pretty nice bolstering actually, both in the thighs and the body, so that is very nice to have. and we will hop into the back seat. This is a 2-row SUV, and check that out. Alright, so hopping in the rear, it is a very similar setup on the door panel. Looks about the same to the front. And similar with the seats as well. Similar design, as well as some cloth accents on the side here. And these are actually going to be reclining. So if we hop into those, and we pull on that side lever, we can actually go back quite a bit, actually. So that is very nice to have, especially being a rear passenger. It's nice to have reclining seats. And due to this being a 2-row, it is very possible. In the center back here, you do get some climate vents and a very deep storage cubby, as well as a full household outlet, as well as 2 USB Type-C. And for legroom and knee room, it is massive. I am 6 feet tall. This driver's seat is where it just was, and look at this. I can't even make my knees touch if I want to. So this is a very roomy, great SUV if you're traveling with full grown adults, and really anybody can fit back here. Massive elbow room, massive storage room, and especially massive passenger room. So that is great. And in the center seat, you can just pull down like so, and you get a traditional 2 cup holder thing with room for a small drink in a third. And as for headroom, it is also massive in here. I still have probably 5 inches of headroom above me. This is great. It's really nice being back here. And finally, let's check out the cargo area. So to open the trunk, you will push a button right there, and this is going to be a power lift gate. It is, once again, due to this being a 2-row SUV versus a 3, it is huge storage space back here. With these seats up, it's about 40 cubic feet of storage, and with them down, it goes nearly to 80 cubic feet, which is just massive. So that is great. And it does come with a couple of things, such as a roadside assistance kit, a towing accessory bag, and some nice mats back here. Additionally, below that, you do get your donut spare tire, which is cool. And also down here in the sides, in the wheel wells, they made sure not to just leave it as wheel well intrusion. They actually cut it all out here for more storage, so that is great. And you push a button to close the lift gate, like so. All right. And let's discuss my final thoughts. Alright, so for my final thoughts on this 2022 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport, I think it's a very, very premium feeling SUV for a very good price. It stickers new at about $44,000 here, and this is only a mid-trim, so it can even go a little bit nicer than this. It'll keep the same engine though. This is the upgraded engine. I think the interior is very high quality, good fit and finish, and a good touch of luxury materials and just user convenience, instead of going overboard with any confusing technology to use. I think the camera is very nice. It does have a frameless mirror, which also makes it look a bit more premium. Possibly a panoramic sunroof. They do offer it in other Atlases, so this is just a specific spec car. Many others do have it. Alrighty, that'll just about wrap up this video. Thank you very much to Speedcraft Volkswagen in Wakefield, Rhode Island, for allowing me to review this vehicle. Their link is down below. Thank you for watching, and take care.